everybody, happy Teensy Tuesday. It's Gianna. I make new videos every Tuesday. If you guys aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you click the little bell, it'll alert you every time there's a new video up. So it's 12 Eastern every Tuesday. And if you like this video, go ahead and like it so I know to make more videos like this. Okay, we're just gonna get right into it. Hey, so I just recently lost a little over 20 pounds and I'm gonna put some pictures throughout the video. I've literally tried to film this like 10 times and then I like went way back in the past and talked about like body dysmorphia and like my issues with eating and like all these things. And I was like, you know what? It's for a different day. And then my camera kept dying, so now we're here. And I'm just gonna talk about how I lost these 20 pounds. So when I was on the cruise ship, I was living a pretty unhealthy lifestyle. Not only like physically, like the food that I was putting into my body was unhealthy because it was what they provided for us, which was a lot of things that were very high in sodium. And I'm like very sodium sensitive, so I was always constantly like a puff. But also just like mental health wise, like not a good space for me. So like when your mental health suffers, your like physical health also suffers. So I came off the cruise ship being probably the most I've ever weighed in my life. No, definitely the most I've ever weighed in my life. I got off in February, and in April of 2018, I went to the doctor. They weighed me, told me that I weighed 172 pounds. I am 5'4". They said that was obese and that I needed to lose weight. So basically I had like been steadily gaining 5 pounds a year since I've been out of high school. So it doesn't seem like it's a lot, you know, year by year, and then it hits you all at once. So this is what I was looking like. Basically at like the height of my weight. And when he told me in April that I needed to lose weight, I attempted a little bit, but didn't really go like full-fledged into losing weight. I didn't care that much. I was pretty happy with myself. I didn't feel disgusting. I was eating whatever I wanted, and that made me happy because food on the cruise ship was such a survival thing. And every time you had a very small break, you would just eat so quickly and you would eat as much as you could. And whenever you got real food off the ship, you ate as much as you could because you didn't know when you would be eating again. So like I said in one of my previous videos, the day I got off the ship, I actually ate an entire like full-size pizza by myself. And not like a Blaze pizza, like a full pizza by myself. So I just formed a lot of unhealthy habits, and I was happy because food made me happy, because that it was such a restriction on the ship that when I had the opportunity to eat what I wanted to eat everything I could. I did vow when I was on the ship that once I got off the ship, if I ever did, that I would never take homemade food for granted again. And I did start cooking a lot more when I got off the ship, but not very healthy until later on. So once January hit, I was ready to start 2019 with a new clean slate, fresh goals, and I made a goal for myself at the beginning of the year that I wanted to lose 30 pounds in 2019. So I broke that goal down into smaller goals and basically said, okay, what is my workout schedule gonna look like? What is my eating schedule gonna look like? And I had been hearing so much about intermittent fasting from my family. My family's like they're very health conscious. My oldest brother has been a vegan for almost 10 years. My brother in the middle is gluten-free and dairy-free. So we're all pretty conscious of our like health and wellness. We're like a very like wellness-based family, I would say. We're into that kind of stuff. So it wasn't too hard. I was talking with my family about different things that they've heard of or different things they tried. And we actually had just watched a podcast, I will link it down below, about intermittent fasting that was fascinating to me. So basically with the intermittent fasting that I chose, it's called 8-16, and I eat for 8 hours a day and then fast for 16 hours every day. Which sounds like it's hard, but you're sleeping for most of the hours that you're fasting, so it's fine. I start eating at noon every day, and then I stop eating at 8 p.m. So I started doing that in January, like right away. And that made the first 10 pounds come off very quickly. With working out, I decided that I was going to start working out 3 days a week. I didn't really have a stapled down plan in January of what that was gonna look like, but I just knew I was gonna get my butt to the gym or outside or whatever 3 times a week. So I started my plan with intermittent fasting and the gym 3 times a week. Once February rolled around, I kind of wanted to have like more of a set plan for what I wanted. So I went onto my Peloton app, which is the app that I have because my parents have a Peloton bike and a Peloton treadmill. So we get this app with all of these preloaded workouts on it. Now, if you're looking to do something like I did and you don't have the app, that's fine. There are literally like hundreds of ways for you to get workout videos. YouTube. There are free videos everywhere on how to work out. What I was doing was watching a 20-minute beginner run video. So I would stand on the treadmill at the local gym and I would watch this video and she would say, walk at a 3.0, walk at a 4.5, start jogging, start running. And so I was doing those beginner 20-minute runs for basically all of February, and I was still intermittent fasting. In January, when I was intermittent fasting, I was still eating like 3 meals a day. Once February hit, I started eating 2 meals a day. So I would have lunch at noon, and then I'd probably have a snack, and then I'd have dinner around 5. And then I was done for the day. And you'd be surprised like how little you actually need. I mean, like I still ate very like dense foods. Like, I mean, my typical meal will be like for lunch, maybe some lentils. I'm very veggie heavy, so I will have like zucchini, a ton of zucchini. I eat so much zucchini. Like always beans, legumes, lentils, quinoa, couscous, and then like a bunch of veggies. I just love veggies. So like steamed veggies, pan-fried veggies, whatever. So I tend to eat like 95% vegan at home, and then if I ever go out, I rarely go out, and it's just because I like to cook my own food. And I don't like eating out because I feel like the food is always like oversalted or whatever. Sometimes I have a really good meal, so that's that. So that was February. In March, I continued my 20-minute beginner runs. I like didn't want to transition into intermediate runs because I was scared. I really liked my beginner runs. I was comfortable with it. And by the end of March, I had lost 10 pounds. So the weight came off really quickly. I mean, in retrospect, it was a while, but I hear the slower you lose the weight, the easier it is to keep it off. And so far, that's been very true for me. So by the end of March, I had lost my first 10 pounds and I was very proud of myself. So I went from 172 to 162. In April, I continued working out 3 days a week, doing my beginner runs and intermittent fasting, but I also added in Pure Barre. So Pure Barre is a place, they're all over the place, and they have barre classes, and what a barre class is kind of like a mix between Pilates, yoga, and dance a little bit. It's very small movements, and it has helped tone a lot because I was doing a lot of cardio and I haven't done anything to like actually build strength. And I want to be strong. I don't just want to be like thin. That's not really the goal. I just want to feel healthy. So I started going to Barre, and it's so fun because you have a sense of community there. There are other girls that are doing the same thing as you who are just like trying to get strong, and I think that's dope. So I really liked that, and I started doing that once a week. So then I was working out 4 days a week. In May, I continued doing my runs, but I started doing the intermediate runs for 20 minutes. And so I was moving like very slow on the workout thing. I'm gonna tell you, I am not a runner. I was never a runner in my life. I did track and field in high school, junior and senior year, but I was the slowest girl on the team. But I like loved the like team morale, and I love that aspect of it all. And it was a great way to get in shape. But running older now, at the beginning was hard for me. But my trick was that I would just wake up first thing in the morning, put on my workout clothes, and go to the gym. Like as soon as, before I could even comprehend what was happening, and then I was on the treadmill. And then 20 minutes is so short. So I was getting my workout in, and you never feel bad after a workout. You get your workout done and you're like, I did that, I'm sweating. I would be like dripping sweat. And I always stretch after a workout too. That's like so important. But like, that's not what this is about. But by the end of the day, I already forgot that I had worked out. So it was fantastic. I was like, it was so easy. So my best advice to you if you don't want to work out is do it as soon as you wake up, before you even can realize what you're doing. Trick yourself into working out. So I also started in May doing box food services. So I started with HelloFresh, which I don't recommend if you're trying to lose weight because they don't have many calorie smart options. A lot of their foods have ingredients like butter, milk, cheese, eggs, things I don't eat on a normal basis. So I quickly scrapped that and I started doing Green Chef meals. So Green Chef is like a subscription service. I actually did a box video when I had Sunbasket. I'll link that down below. And basically 3 meals come in a box. So if you're like in a bind for time, or if you don't really know how to cook, these boxes are a great option, because if you live by yourself like I did, I would get a box with 3 meals in it for 2 people, so I could feed myself each meal fed me twice. So I could feed myself for 6 nights of the week out of one box. So I would get this box and I would cook my food, and then I would have 6 dinners, and they were always super healthy, vegan, very nutrient dense. And I think that's helped me a lot because when I started using the boxes, I really realized my love for cooking. I've always really liked cooking and had a passion for vegan food and vegan cooking. When I started using the boxes, I realized that food was so important for me because I love treating my body the right way, and I love eating whole foods, and I love using food as something that's a positive for me instead of a negative. So when I was younger and I hated my bod, I would punish myself using food as a restrictor or whatever. But now I know that if I give my body the right types of food and love it and nurture it, it does the same back for me. My skin looks fantastic and I feel really good. You can totally tell if you have a really heavy meal that's greasy, I'm not feeling good the rest of the day. But if I make myself something that's nutritious and delicious, I feel really good and I can run faster. I've noticed so much too, if I stick to my intermittent fasting and I stick to good meals, I'm doing way better on my workouts. So I went, if you guys have seen Queer Eye, and Anthony is the chef in Queer Eye, I went to his tour. He's on tour right now, and he came to Chicago, and I went last Wednesday, and he had so much to say about food and why it's important for family and community and yourself. And I just loved everything he said about why food is important, and I totally agree. And it's so meditative, and he talks about how he can just get out of his head when he's doing something that's very repetitive, like chopping a cucumber or chopping anything. And that's how I feel. So I feel not only does food help my body, but it also helps my mind because it's so relaxing. It's just so calming. Even doing dishes, I don't know where this came from. It might be from the lack of nutrient dense food that I was allowed on the cruise ship, but it really does make such a difference, loving what you're eating and caring for and nurturing your body through food. It's my passion, guys. I love it. So this is May. May I start getting really into cooking. May I am doing the same workouts. I started taking pictures of the scale once I already had lost 10 pounds, and then it just kept going, and it was getting smaller and smaller and smaller. This is June and I'm 20 pounds down. It's the end of June. So I couldn't believe it because I haven't been in the 150s in as long as I can remember. I literally don't remember when that was. So everything was going fine and dandy. And then I was continuing to cook for myself every day. I was continuing on my workouts and continuing at Pure Barre. And now it is September, the end of September almost, end of September, and I have been fully plateaued since June. I cannot lose a flippin' pound. I keep going between 152 and 150, up and down and up and down and up and down. I cannot break into 149. It has been so ridiculously hard for me. Now that I've moved home and I'm more settled, I'm gonna continue on. I was hoping to have 30 pounds down by my trip to Alani in October. I know that is not a reachable goal anymore. I could maybe lose 5 more pounds, but I don't wanna just do something wrong and lose 10 pounds in the next 20 days. It's just not gonna happen. So I'm not setting myself up for failure. Instead, I'm going by what feels good. So I signed back up for Pure Barre here. I took a small break when I moved from Florida to Chicago because I was doing the whole move. So I signed up for Pure Barre. I went the other day. I was so sore and I looked at myself in the mirror, and for the first time I was like, dang, I look good. I feel good. I feel healthy. I'm not yet exactly where I want to be. My goal weight is 140, so it would be 32 pounds down. I have not been 140 since high school, so it is a kind of a lot. But since I've been home, I've been so much more into health and fitness. Like, it's my main focus for myself. So I've been doing a lot more. I just signed up for personal training on Fridays. So next Friday, I'm gonna go to my first session of personal training, and I'm really hoping to beat the plateau. My doctor says, I called him and I asked him, I'm like, Doc, listen, I am not losing any more weight and I need to lose these last 10 pounds. They're being so stubborn. I can't even lose one. And he's like, well, you need to, I don't wanna butcher this, but he's like, the workouts you're doing are probably workouts that are too easy for you now. So you need to like get a heart rate monitor, make sure that your heart rate's going up to the point of like wherever you need to be burning fat, I think. So I got a heart rate monitor. I need to set it up and take care of all that because I just really want to lose these next 10 pounds. But I am so proud of myself for the transformation that I've had so far. I wanted to show you guys some pictures. So the first one here, where I'm in the gray t-shirt, is Christmas time, and this is me currently. So you can definitely tell, but the weird thing is that you don't actually realize that you've like lost the weight. Like that time looking in the mirror for me, that's the first time since January that I've looked at myself and been like, oh wow, you look like thinner, you look good, you look strong. I saw these like little indents on the side of my stomach and I was like, oh, I'm strong now, like I'm tough. But it's weird because living with yourself every day, you don't see, because it's such like minuscule change every day. So looking at these pictures side by side really does like make a huge change. So here's some more. Anyway, I am really proud of myself, and I feel like I didn't feel bad before, but I feel 10,000 times. I didn't know I could feel this good. So I feel 10,000 times better than I did. And I'm really glad that I made the lifestyle change for myself. It's just a positive change all around. I feel like it's attracting good things into my life, and I'm like putting myself first, which I think is like so important. And if you guys have any questions about anything, please let me know, because I don't know like too much, but I would love to answer any questions you have. And that's my weight loss story. So hopefully I'm making another video in like 3 months from now saying, hey, I lost 10 more pounds. I need to sit down and like write down my goals, because if you do that, I feel like you're a lot more, if you write down your goals and then steps to take to reach your goals, you're a lot more likely to reach your goals. So thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Teen G Tuesday. I will see you guys next week. Bye.